There's a gnawing feeling inside, isn't there? That ache you try to shove down with confidence, power moves, endless working hours, yet it's there, whispering, grinding, burning. Why, after all the success, the deals, the networks, the mastery of logic and control? Do you wake up with a hole inside? That frustration of being seen as invincible, almost untouchable, yet feeling utterly vulnerable behind the curtain. Here's the brutal truth. Real growth is born in that exact place. The raw, naked vulnerability you're desperate to hide. You've been trained to armor up, to present perfection, to never show weakness, because weakness means loss of control, loss of power. But what if that armor is the very prison keeping you stuck? What if the biggest obstacle between where you are and where you deserve to be doesn't come from the external world, but from the fears you bury, the doubt, the shame, the loneliness you pretend doesn't exist? It's the key, the ignition switch to explosive growth on a level few dare to access. Ask yourself this right now. How many times have you avoided a real conversation with your team because you were afraid of being seen as unsure? How many times have you held back your true struggles, worried it might shatter the respect people have for you? Here's the harsh, liberating fact. Vulnerability is not your enemy, but this isn't about oversharing or sloppy self-pity. It's about brutally honest self-awareness combined with courageous action. It's about ripping the veil off perfection, digging through the muck of discomfort, and owning your full human expression while still commanding respect and authority. Feel the weight of that for a second. Imagine unleashing a version of yourself that's not afraid to say, I don't have all the answers, or I'm struggling right now. Think about the power that comes from letting your team, your partners, your investors see your humanity. That's when connection sparks. That's when trust fires like wildfire. People don't follow robots. They follow humans who are real, flawed, relatable. You don't just lead by being the strongest in the room. You lead by being the most authentic, the most open, the most willing to risk it all, even your ego. Now, how to make this shift crystal clear and practical. First, start owning your discomfort. Every morning, face that little alarm bell inside that screams to stay safe, to hide the cracks. Say out loud what you're scared of. Feeling lonely? Say it. Feeling overwhelmed? Own it. There's an insane power in naming it. Your brain can't fight what it can't define. Naming fear shrinks it. Naming doubt disentangles it. This simple act is your first breakthrough. Next, practice intentional sharing. Small, strategic doses of vulnerability. You don't unload your entire soul at once. Instead, reveal what's meaningful and shows your humanity but still fosters strength. Tell your core team about the challenge you're wrestling with. Invite them into the problem, not as weakling, but as a leader demanding the best from everyone. Watch how dynamics shift immediately. Walls come down. Collaboration skyrockets. The ice of superficial professionalism melts, and something real grows underneath. Then, create safe spaces for others to show up real too. This is a secret weapon most leaders miss. They try to be vulnerable alone, which feels like bleeding out with no cure in sight. But when you make vulnerability a shared ritual, a collective muscle, the whole system transforms. People start daring to speak up, to challenge, to share their fears and ideas without spinning into politics or judgment. Your team doesn't just function, it evolves. Your network deepens, your impact multiplies. The network effect of genuine connection is your fastest path to breakthrough innovation. But there's a catch no one talks about. This process will trigger your ego like never before. Vulnerability shines a glaring spotlight on your imperfections, your doubts, your unhealed wounds. The temptation is to slam the door and retreat back into armor. Fight this with everything you have. This is the battlefield where all monumental growth happens. When your ego screams, hide, protect, survive, answer with, no, I'm here to transcend. I'm here to grow. I'm here to lead. This is where the difference between surviving in your role and thriving at an unthinkable level is made. Remember, this isn't comfort zone work. It's war zone work. You're breaking personal and professional chains forged by years of expectation, systems that reward facades, cultures that despise weakness. But within that war is freedom, and not the empty freedom sold by the market or politics, but the real freedom of owning who you are completely, flaws and all, and driving unstoppable growth from that truth. What does that growth look like? It's not just more revenue or a larger network. It's transformation so deep that your work stops feeling like work. The frustration that once ate you alive becomes fuel. Fuel for better decisions, stronger resilience, sharper insight. Your relationships, professional and personal, become sources of strength instead of stress. People see you less as a title or role, and more as a force of nature. Growth born from vulnerability spins the world around you in new ways. New markets open, new opportunities ignite, new collaborators emerge out of nowhere. Do this relentlessly. Begin today. Own every uncomfortable part. Share strategically and courageously. Build trust through exposure, never hiding. Make vulnerability your competitive edge, your secret weapon, your source of radical power. Reject society's lie that vulnerability equals weakness. Instead, embody and broadcast the truth. Vulnerability is the greatest strength you have, the bridge to unstoppable growth, the gateway to a new kind of freedom no system can cage. You are not your titles. You are not your successes or your failures. You are the energy you bring into the room, the willingness to show up real, raw, and unbreakable. This is the path to massive growth. Embrace it. Own it. And watch yourself transcend every limit the world has ever tried to put on you. The future you dream of starts with peeling back the layers, exposing your truth, and moving fearlessly forward like the rare force you were born to be.